The average top runner usually finishes Snowfield in around 1 minute 40, depending on the trolls. In Angry Lanx's world record run, he finished Snowfield in exactly 1 minute 33.21 seconds, and he left out one strat and got a bad UFO spawn. Now this begs the question, what is the fastest possible time for Snowfield?
Challenge accepted.
Snowfield is known for two things: the seemingly infinite amount of trolls that spawn every time you run the stage, and the spawning position of the UFO boss, both of which heavily influence your time. Ironically though, we're not going to spend too much time talking about either. Now let me start by saying that if you haven't watched the first video in this series, which talks about the jungle stage, I would highly recommend watching it, just because it does cover fundamental concepts that I will be referring to in this video. In this perfect run, we're going to be assuming good troll RNG, which means two things. First, zero lag because too many trolls decided to spawn at the same time. And second, zero instances of us having to duck, turn around or jump because of an inconveniently placed troll or bullet. That being said, let's go through this run. And we're off. Now the first few jumps unfortunately have to happen to make it over grenades, standing trolls, bullets, running trolls and gaps. For the record, the minimum amount of jumps in this stage is 36. Yeah, that's Snowfield for you. Now the first strategy we need to discuss is the YOLO jump. This is a strat that most top runners don't even use. It wasn't even used in the current world record run. Don't worry though, we'll discuss the strat in more detail in a minute. Getting through the water section here may look daunting, but it's really not too bad if we just keep moving and de-trolling. The next thing to talk about is the tanks. Now we can actually save time in three ways. First, you'll notice that I jump towards the tank to stop it in its tracks. Second, you'll notice that I hug the tank as closely as I can, since the closer we are the faster I can deal damage. And don't forget the spikes can't hurt you. And third, we start running as soon as the tank begins to explode. That fiery explosion, it won't hurt us. Just don't forget to jump before that troll hits you. Nobody likes him. Just a few more grenades to jump through before we get to the Frizzy jumps. All that's left is the UFO boss. But let's pause for a second and talk about the YOLO jump. If you jump on the right frame after those two trees, you're able to actually clear the grenades without having to slow down. Most of us pause here just before the first grenade. The time save here is just under a second, but hey, every frame counts. With regards to the Frizzy jumps, well, I plan to make a whole video explaining them. So to keep things simple for now, all I'll say is that you have three very precise jumps to make. I'm talking almost frame perfect here. Top runners don't tend to use this strat either. Alright, back to the race. All we can do now is hope for a right hand spawn, jump twice, button mash as hard as we can, and finish the run with a time of 1 minute and 32 seconds. In conclusion, there's actually only three places we're forced to stop moving: the two tanks and the boss at the end. Now the TAS technically kills each tank a few frames faster than what you just saw in this run, but the idea is to try and work out how fast a human player can finish the stage. So maybe a few frames can still be saved with those tank kills, but the rest of the stage you don't stop moving anyway. Now if you're wondering about the boss kill, well, it actually works out faster to jump twice as opposed to jumping once and then waiting for him to die, because remember that we're always trying to get as close to the thing we're trying to kill as possible. So after all said and done, my conclusion is that the fastest possible time a human being can finish this stage is 1 minute and 32 seconds. Now if you can save even one frame on those tanks, because that's about the only place you can save time, then you could drop that to a 1 minute 31. This is my conclusion. Case closed. Thanks for all the support, and thanks so much for watching. And remember, don't stop shooting.